It's another Saturday when we bring you your favorite security and safety program, Security Watch Africa, only on this channel, the Africa Independent Television. We come your way every week. Wherever the security issue is, we'll make sure we'll get it to you. Thanks for staying tuned. My name still remains Patrick Abambo. Today, we'll continue from where we stopped last week. Last week, we had an exclusive interview. We brought to you the exclusive interview we had with Major General GARUBA WAHAB, retired, the Director General of Nigerian Army Resource Center, where he spoke on a number of issues concerning the issue of the fight against terrorism and insurgency and what is being done. And in fact, since we aired that program, a lot of people have commended and requested that we should do more. We should do more of that. We should play it more. Today, we'll bring in the continuation of it. Last week, he spoke about the issue of freedom of speech and breaking of news by media organization and how communication should be. And he talked about the issue of financing. How does these terrorists get their financing? Now, what are those things that are fueling the terrorist act in the Northeast? He spoke about it extensively. You can watch it on our YouTube channel if you want to refresh yourself on what he said. But to this week, we will continue where he talked about the fight against terrorism and insurgency and bandits and criminality in Nigeria. It's not fight between these criminals and the security agencies. It's actually the fight against Nigeria, and so Nigerians must own up to that fight. But before we bring you that report, we want to comment on two particular issues that happened during the week. One of them is the lingering Southern Kaduna crisis. Is becoming very, very troublesome. And I believe that government knows the solution to it. The solution to that issue is that justice must be done. Not just seem to be done, must be done. Those who have been found culpable, who have committed the crimes in the previous, because there have been so many commissions that had looked into these cases, and white papers have been released. These people must be brought to book, and so that there can be lasting peace. The issue of settlers and indigenship must also be looked into. What does the Nigerian Constitution say? Does this recognize settlers having a hold on land in any part of the country where they reside for over 100 years? These are the issues that needs to be looked into. And issue of reprisal must be discouraged. This ring issue must not continue. There must be a stop, because life being taken every now and then is troubling. Then also during the week, there was a report of the attack on the convoy of the Borno State governor. That is talking about Governor Babagana Zulum. A lot of things have been said, but I want to state here that the aftermath of that report, of that incident, we must encourage the governor of Borno State to please not to speak because of sentiment. Some of his utterances so far has been troubling and is discouraging the security agencies that are on ground. And there's no need to set any security agency against the other. As a leader, as a political leader, your words carries weight, so you must be mindful of the words you say. Talking about if the military cannot do this, you invite hunters or vigilante. It's very, very funny. But coming from a leader, that shouldn't be. I want to say that over and over and over again, the governor have goofed in some of his comments on this issue of fighting Boko Haram, and he's fueling it the more because his comments most times give impetus, boost these terrorists to strike. Each time he makes such comments, the terrorists strike, and we saw what happened a day after that incident. So I hope and believe that the governor will know that his office as a governor and chief executive officer of Borno State carries weight, and his comments must be very, very careful before he makes it. No need to, because you want to attract attention, you don't just speak. Security challenges, security issues demand security solution, not political solution, or else you will not get anywhere. Yes, like I said at the opening, we must continue from where we stopped last week. So sit back as we bring you the continuation of the interview with Major General GARUBA WAHAB, retired.
that's a wrong perception. It is part of why I said emphasis has been on the preventive part. It is not the security agencies against Boko Haram. It is not them against them. No, it is supposed to be a whole of government approach. Every Nigerian is expected to participate. But because we don't understand what national interest is, we've not been tutored as to what to look out for, what to fight for. We have Nigerians who believe, let them die. Are they not paid for? No. Today, some places might be quiet, but if you allow this thing to continue, to gravitate and to move on, it gets to a point where we have copycat syndrome, where those who want something will just decide, okay, I'm going this way. Let us go and start kidnapping and start doing this, and then we hide under one form of religion. The issue is vibrating now. I was just one day, 2012, 13, and part of 14. And the instruction I was given with my officers was, don't allow Boko Haram to have a foothold in the northwest. And we have, as far as Kogi, even though Kogi State was not part of Wandi, but because of closeness to the seat of power, it was given to Wandi. And every other day we have to go there, to the point that the cell in Lokoja had to be destroyed and the leader had to dash all the way to Edo State. If the man had not been killed, if you had moved to Edo and started all over, then that means the whole thing would have come back and then escalating up to whatever we have to. So it's everybody who has one thing or the other to do about this issue. It's not just the security agencies. Everybody has something to do. There is economic issue, there's political issue, there's social issue, there's technology, there's information. So many other matters, as we call it in the military, like operation, that is not only just the military. Even areas that have been taken back from the insurgents must be administered well, so as to encourage people to go back to their areas. That is not by the military. So it is everybody who has one role of the other. Simple answer to that is what is referred to as the 4 C's. And the first one I talk about communication. There must be communication. There must be exchange of information and ideas among every stakeholders. Yes, it's not everything you can avoid, but there are some things that people need to know. Not only about the security, but even the average man on the street should know what is happening. There must be coordination. Somebody must sit at the top, directing the affairs, bringing everybody together, ensuring that people understand their strengths and weaknesses. Every one of us is strong in a particular field, but weak in other areas. We are not all the same, so we must understand that there are weaknesses and strengths, and that those weaknesses and strengths will be coordinated. There must be cooperation, because it is not a one-man show. One country alone cannot fight terrorism. It's a global issue. It has been there since time immemorial. Now it has taken another form. So there is need for cooperation, not only among the agencies, even among countries. Until 2015, Nigeria was virtually on its own. Multinational joint task has been created since 1980 something, 87 or 88. Cameroon never joined. But in 2015-16, because their own security was involved, and the president went around to talk to virtually everybody, Cameroon joined the MNGTM. So that's the essence of cooperation. So not only at the local level and the international level, you must cooperate for as wide as possible. And then there must be collaboration. Yes, we want to do something. Do you have the strength to do it? If you don't, can I use somebody from the civil defense? Can the DSS come to my assistance? That collaboration must work. Without collaboration, we will be wasting our time. The national security strategy provided for the creation of the National Coordination National Crisis Monitoring Center. Where is it? Is it operational? If it is not, then it must be. And because from there, most of these activities can be coordinated. When you get people together to see things from the same perspective, they cooperate easily. And then if you want to develop anything, you can easily get, can you get me somebody? I want to manufacture this, I want to see this is working. Let's do it together. There is a study conducted by a French organization with the headquarters in the Bangladesh on the website. I've forgotten the name they call it. They knew about security in Nigeria. And they've been able to show that most of the things we are shouting at, they are increasing. They have always been there. There are actually no increase in whatever. But the reportage, ability to carry your smart telephone and send a WhatsApp message to somebody, and nobody bothers whether it is true or not. It is just like we started. Fake information, at times it is genuine. At times something happens, now people are getting to know. Look at George Floyd's situation in here. It is not that that's the first time somebody will be killed by somebody putting his knee on his neck. It has been a practice. But for once, a girl carried her phone and recorded the whole thing and circulated it. And so people saw what was happening. And they could actually identify the number of seconds or minutes that this person was putting his knee on this other person. So it's one of the things. Better communication, faster communication, cheaper communication. So that's why the military itself is not getting open. You can't keep anything away from everybody. So more information is getting out. The military itself is becoming much more open than in the past. People are saying what is happening, they're asking questions. And the average Nigerian now believes, I can say anything like that. We are free, very, very free, freer than most other society. And that's one of the things we don't understand. We don't appreciate for ourselves. You can say anything, you can abuse the president, you can say anything, nobody's going to follow you. So all those things combined have made people to believe, it's becoming terrible out there. But in reality, they've always been there. But the means of transportation, the means of communication are becoming cheaper, faster, and you are getting things across. And a lot of other things are dying. Before you need 7 days to send me a letter from Lagos for me to get it in Abuja. Now within seconds, through my email, the thing is gone. And with WhatsApp, you know whether I've actually seen the message or not, whether I've read it. So I can't lie to you that I've not seen your message. If you send it by WhatsApp and I read it, you will know that this person. So all those things combined is making it easier for people to see. So national interest is being eroded. They've eaten deep into states' power. So they're acting like states on themselves. So an organization like Amnesty International will not take permission from anybody to report, whether the report is true or not. So all these things combined is making it seem as if it is worse, when in reality they've always been there. It's the same thing in the US. How many people have been killed per minute in the streets of New York or Chicago? But we are reading about it. You open your Yahoo News now and you see everything. So it's not that things are terrible, but they are getting reported faster and it's becoming cheaper. And you can easily confirm whatever it is. And if you say no, it's not possible, somebody will give you the picture taken. This is recorded and you can't say no, it's not possible.
For the sake of time, we may not be able to continue with the interview this week. We will continue with it in subsequent edition of this program. Next week, we'll continue with this interview. It's very, very explosive interview. But let's go to what the Nigerian police force over the weekend paraded. Some suspects were arrested for various criminal activities. Sit back as we bring you this report by Shekina Chinkere.
I was actually ordained pastor by Bishop Abaremu. That is about some 20-something of us then, I don't know, in Ibadan. That is in 2014. In my church, we do this charity which I share foods and palliative to people. And this thing became stronger during the COVID-19. I felt so pity to the extent I don't have anything in my account, and people still come to me for help. The three of us were involved in the, all of us were involved in the kidnap with the hope of raising funds and getting something before the layer.
That is a self-acclaimed pastor, Adetokunbo Adenokpo, who is the leader of a kidnapping and armed robbery gang recently arrested by the officers and men of the Nigeria police force. The self-acclaimed pastor is among the 35 suspects recently paraded by the force public relations officer, DCP Frank Mba, for their various acts of criminality ranging from kidnapping, armed robbery, car theft, unlawful possession of weapons, and cattle rustling.
He actually told detectives that he's into charity works. And the purpose of embarking on this kidnap is actually to raise money to expand his charity so that he can give free food to people, palliatives to people, buy ram for Ilea for people. And then we begin to wonder, this is a classical case of robbing Peter to pay Paul.
All the paraded suspects confessed to their various crimes.
I was employed to the pastor's church as a compound security every night. So the pastor invited the delivery man to deliver drugs for him. On the line, the pastor said that he wants to collect money from the company to buy bags of rice and other things for the layer, which I supported him. And I asked him a question that how long is the man going to stay? He said after this month, if there is no money bring out, that will release the man. And I supported him too. So when the man came, we tried to bring the man down. We paid the man down, and pastor injected him. When pastor injected him, he gave us instruction to take the man to the underground.
I started kidnapping in the year 2018. After we do some kidnap, problem occur during 2019. They arrest some of my gang members, and I can't run, go Togo, go stay for, since that 2019 April, I did Togo. Can't come back this 2018 June, before police IRT can arrest me.
I'm a driver to one alleged GARUBA, which is living in Niger Republic, that if those gangs have snatched such of a cars, they used to handle it to me, and I'm using German devices to switch off the car services, and I will take it to Katsina State border and handle over to alleged GARUBA.
Security is everyone's business. As much as the security agencies are trying their best to bring these perpetrators to book, Nigerians are advised to report any suspected movement or criminal act to the police. Shekina Chinkere, Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Oh, welcome back. We must commend the officers and men of the IRT for doing a great job, and the entire Nigerian police for taking this off our streets. This is minus those number, minus 35. The more we take these criminals off our streets, the more people live safer. Yes, if you're joining us, you can watch this program via the YouTube channel, or follow us on our Facebook as it's being streamed live. Yes, one of the ways to encourage officers and soldiers that are fighting in the front line is to ensure that they feel the impact of the leadership. There's a report of what the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General TUKUR BURATAI, did when he visited those who were injured in the hospital. Sit back as we bring you this report by Shirley Daniels.
When on Sunday, the 26th of July 2020, Lieutenant General TUKUR YUSUFU BURATAI drove into the Nigerian Army Reference Hospital in Kaduna. He set out to fulfill one of his visions of motivating his personnel no matter where they serve and their conditions, in line with building a professionally responsive army. General BURATAI personally coordinated sit-out with officers and soldiers who got injured in various operations in Northeast and Northwest. Chief of Army Staff to be a true leader who is ready to give his strength for his men to stand.
I am happier to be with you today. I'm happy because you are the ones that have stood in front between some of your colleagues and the adversary, and you have saved the lives of your colleagues. I'm happy also because you've made yourself in a position that your sacrifice is something that one should be proud of.
BURATAI stated that welfare of personnel both on the field and barracks remained paramount to the Nigerian Army under his leadership, assuring that all issues affecting their welfare and well-being would be addressed.
I have been thoroughly briefed by the commander, the Nigerian Army Reference Hospital, of some of your challenges. Some of you are still expecting your follow-up treatment abroad. Some of you are still needing the prosthetics that have not been completed. And I understand also you need some recreational facilities here. And having the question of promotion as raised here by the warrant officer. This we've taken note of, and we assure you that we will address these issues very soon.
He further promised the soldiers that all cases requiring special attention outside the country will be properly taken care of, and pledged that effort will be made to provide all necessary state-of-the-art equipment for all Nigerian army. Skill acquisition programs will be arranged for injured troops while recuperating until they are fit to rejoin active military operations.
I want to assure you that we will continue to improve on the medical facilities here. We are not yet 100% there. We still get some of you treated because of some of the equipment that we don't have, or the specialties we don't have, But I have already directed that we must develop these facilities here. We must get the latest equipment, and all those equipment that we don't have them here, we acquire them so that we don't need to go outside of these premises to get either surgery or other treatment. This we are working hard.
The wounded officer, Major D.M. Dede, thanked the Chief of Army Staff for the gesture, saying the visit was morale booster for them to recover and return to the front line to complete their mission. Also speaking on behalf of the soldiers, Issa Yahaya, a warrant officer, said he is eager to fully recover and return to the battlefront to complete the task of eliminating the Boko Haram terrorists.
It is a rare privilege for us, and we wish to thank and appreciate God for giving us this privilege to see this day. Sir, we appreciate you. Said earlier on, but I will still re-echo it. Sir, you went to the front line with us. You served us there, and you were there with us. When we got injured, we have the best medical care here. I can say that because my treatment was something that could be done or should then be taken care of outside this country. But because of the medical facility we have here, it was successfully done here.
I have been a jump master, some trooper, and then train other soldiers to jump as paratroopers. And I'm still a counterforce trainee, and I have been an amphibious qualifier. So having passed through all those things, the spirit and the zeal as a combatant soldier is in me. So if I can get a very nice prosthesis, my location in Northeast is Sambisa Forest. That is, they call it Beta. That is the deep area of the operation zone. I am ready to go back and attack these criminals if I can get a very nice prosthesis for onward operation, because I'm good to go for that.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General BURATAI, did not leave without serving the soldiers meals. Shirley Daniels, Security Watch Africa, Kaduna.
These are exceptional Nigerians. It was what an emotional moment it was, and kudos to the Chief of Army Staff for doing that and bringing them to fore. We wish them to be totally well and fit again to be useful to the society. On this note, we must sign out for that program to continue, but not without showing you the current scorecard of Nigeria and the COVID coronavirus 19. It's horrible, it's going, and some say we're getting to the peak when we start going down, bending the curve, and which we hope to be soon as it is.